HSC Option 2, Sport and Physical Activity in Australian Society. I've got the second key idea here, and we're focusing on this dot point here, and in particular these 4 dash points on the left-hand side of the syllabus. So the dot point is physical activity, sport and cultural identity. So this first dash point is the role of competition, and this is focusing on just how important Australians view competition in relation to sport. A lot of Australians would agree with the statement that there is no prizes for coming second. That statement means that winning is everything and winning is crucial. As much as Australians enjoy a really good sporting contest, as a nation we place a lot of value on actual success. And in Australia, a lot of the time we define success on whether you win or whether you lose. Now this is the medal tally from the last Olympics held in London, and Australia, as you can see, finished 9th on the medal tally. Now we're a fairly small nation when you compare our population against some of these countries, including France, Germany, Korea, certainly Russia, China and the United States. The reality is 9th on the medal tally is actually a very good result. But the Australians were, as a nation, we were disappointed in this, and the media in particular is asking some questions about how we can actually improve our Olympic result. For the nation's major sports such as cricket, AFL and NRL, if coaches do not perform, they are often greeted with these type of headlines here, such as Australia sacked cricket coach Mickey Arthur on the eve of the Ashes, and recently the Brisbane Lions AFL club sacked their coach Michael Voss because he failed to get their team into the semi-finals. So generally speaking, in all aspects of sport in this country, if you don't achieve success, you're going to be judged very harshly. One of the problems on this absolute focus on success all the times is that it can have a few negatives, and one of those is people can turn away from playing sport because of the fear of failure, and that can lead to declines in rates of participation in sport and physical activity. The next dash point is links to cultural identity, and this is asking you to think about what the important role sport plays in helping countries and nations shape their identity through sport. Now, because Australia has its origins through England, many of the sports that are important to Australians today are also pretty important in England as well. The example there is cricket that you can talk about, and particularly the focus on clashes between Australia and England for the Ashes. When many European settlers came out to Australia to immigrate, a lot of them brought their national games out with them, and particularly the Europeans brought the game of soccer and football out. And they have used soccer as a means of keeping close ties to their former nation. The Greeks in particular have used soccer teams such as Sydney Olympic, which play in one of the local competitions here, to help keep close links to their former country. Other examples there that's mentioned there are Asian countries with martial arts. It just helps keep people keep a close link to their previous country of origin. Finally, the last example you can talk about there is the New Zealand haka that's used before all the All Blacks test matches. That's just a statement that the All Black team uses to identify with the Maori heritage. Now, the benefits of physical activity are well known to improving health, and many health experts have realised that people playing sport is a good way of preventing lifestyle diseases. And this is what this dash point here, relationships to health, focuses on. So it says down here, sport not only provides improved physical health, but emotional and social benefits as well. So an example of that is someone playing in a team game not only gets the physical benefits from it as well, but also certainly gets some social benefits by playing in a team environment. And finally, this last dash point here, ways of thinking about the body. Many young people in particular see physical activity or sport, and certainly getting into the gym is an ideal way to improve their body shape. Particularly lots of young men spend countless hours in the gym perfecting their body in an attempt to gain approval from their peers or maybe attraction from the opposite sex. In Asian countries, martial arts is seen as part of the process in perfecting this holistic view of health. So achieving the healthy mind and body which is the focus of this dash point, and spirit. So, for example, Tai Chi is one way that many Asian people feel that just helps their overall health and improving their body.